What up, everybody? We are live on the Hordecast Live. We got T-Shirt Joe, and we're going to go ahead and hit our intro, and we will be right back after that gets over. Hello, and we are live here at the Hordecast Live. We got T-Shirt Joe in the house of Boy Gob, the DWN experience in full effect. We've had both Tom and Joe on now finally. I'm going to go ahead and share this around. Harvester, go ahead and start the interview, sir.
Right on, brother.
Yeah.
So, Joe, man, good having you on, buddy. We've been trying to figure some time out to get you on here.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. Thanks, you bootleg and yeah, whatever. I mean, I don't know what I'm doing on here. I do hoard a lot of stuff.
We really dig you and Tom's show, and we wanted to get you on here and we want to help push your guys' stuff.
Well, it's glad that somebody does,
Yeah.
I think you two are maybe out of our 6 listeners. We've grown up to 6 in the past 2 years. Pretty good.
Nice.
Dude, I gotta say, it's rough getting an average basis of an audience, even if you've been in the game for a while. I know you guys have been doing it for what, 6 to 8 years or something like that.
It's been a good while, and I think Tom did it for like a year with another buddy, and then he might have done a few solo episodes for like a couple of months before I joined him. So yeah, it's been a while.
That's what I'm saying. And when you get those few people that always pop in, and I'll admit, man, Kyle Driver, I got a soft spot for that guy because before I did podcasting, I watched his interviews with Madness from Bedlam, and I was like, man, that's something. And then I found out Whipstick from the Fun Time guys did interviews for Fago Lovers when I was kind of deep diving into the LLE history and how everything got started with all that. And I was like, man, that's something I'd really like to do, is just ask questions, get to know people that are making this whole thing go, like making the gears go a little bit at a time. And everybody has their own little place in this, So that's what I enjoy about all this, man. And me being 43, I feel like giving back to the community that we all enjoy so much by just doing this. Harvester's doing his giveaways all the time. I mean, and shout out to him for just being cool and hooking people up with all these great giveaways, Yeah. Like I said, this is our way of giving back, man. And I know that your T-shirts are kind of your own way of giving back to the era of movies and music that you enjoyed, correct?
Oh yeah, the movies definitely. I mean, when I first started, I was just making shit for myself, and it was just stuff that I couldn't find. I didn't know what I was doing at that point. It just kind of learned as I went.
Right on. So, I have a serious question because you have a ton of shirts, like a ton of designs, right? So, doesn't that get to be kind of a pain? I mean, with how many, or do you just have like files, or is it easy to get to? Like, it's baffling.
Well, yeah, I have 2 and I've got one in Corpus Christi. So half of are over there, and then half are here. And of course, I've got so much stuff on the website. There's a lot of shit that never sells. So it's just there as, wall candy or whatever, and then, yeah, every once in a while, somebody buys something that hadn't sold for like 4 years or so. And it's like, oh shit, we got to make that screen again. And we got to print when that happens, we'll print a run of those shirts. And then I'll take
bang out like 10, 15 of them or something like that.
Yeah, and then take them to a convention because, like, I haven't had them at a convention in a while. People like, oh man, when did you make this? Oh, fucking ages ago. You know, it's
Right.
Right on. Anybody that doesn't know, Joe makes. Well, he made this hoodie that I'm wearing. He made all the shirts that I work in every single day. And them things hold up. He made all the Harvester giveaway shirts that I did for Camp 3. I mean, I didn't even have
I got one of those,
I just sent
and
him a picture.
I'll vouch for him. That's a good shirt. The Harvester shirt's a dope shirt with the D's nuts on the back.
yeah.
Yeah, so I know you probably got it's hard to pick. You have a maybe you kind of, I know it's hard to pick one probably, but
I mean, it changes all the time, you know, because the thing is, like, anybody that does any kind of art, once you're done with it, you're just kind of like, you're looking at all the flaws. So I guess my favorite one is always going to be the next one. You know,
dope.
That's a good answer, man. You don't hear everybody say that, so that's a good answer.
I always think maybe I'll do better next time. You know, like if I look at the old bit from my second year, that's but I keep it on there, keep it on the site just to look back and say, man, like what the hell was I thinking, or what was I doing to think that somebody would want to buy that? But I don't know. It worked somehow.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know if anybody really knows, but Joe, you also do like metal signs and stuff, right? Like you do
Yeah.
like
I didn't even know this.
My what the hell's my Instagram called? It might just be called T-shirt Joe, but I've got like everything I've made is on there, and then on the Fast Custom Shirts Facebook page, I have a folder called Metal Art, and there's pictures of all that stuff, and that's fun. That's I take those to shows, but I don't really do commissions or things on that very often because I don't want that to turn to work. You know, T-shirts,
a hobby.
yeah, the T-shirts become a job. You know, and not so much the horror, the movie stuff, the fun stuff, but like all the stuff I do for schools and stuff like that. It's grueling. It's boring, you know. And every time I do some bullshit with a stupid happy saying for a bunch of teachers, I feel like a big sellout. But I have to balance out what is going to make me money so I can do the stuff that I enjoy doing.
Right on. Yeah,
absolutely.
I know the motorcycle things. I live, breathe, and sleep them, and it has become where it's just become where it is a job, and that sucks because I love them. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I mean, and you know, it's good. That's what vacations are good for. You know, you walk away and then you're kind of like, man, I wish I was back at the shop, or
yeah,
mention something to you, and you know, just start brainstorming or whatever.
Yeah, this is kind of like camp was. That's why I make sure that I go to camp now. Ever since last year, it's my time to because you're yourself, but you're not yourself. You get to be like the person you can't be when you're at work, you know? So it's like,
yeah,
you know, I can't get away with listening to music like that at work half the time. And it's like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I was telling my wife, because she has a real job, you know, I'm just always there by myself, but it's just, when I had a real job, you know, you're pretty much playing a character. You know, that's not exactly who you are in real life. You have to, you know, act a certain way, don't get fired or whatever.
Yeah, it's like you're playing Sims or something.
Get through life, to get through that day, you can get home and relax and be yourself.
Yeah. Sometimes you just want to look somebody in the face and tell them to fuck off, you know? And you're just like, oh, I can't say that because I'm at work. But in real life, you'd look them right dead in the tits and tell them to fucking kick rocks. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah, and I get the benefit that I can do that every once in a while. I'll have a customer like a prick right from the beginning, and I'll just tell them, hey, we'll see. And they're always,
it's not going to work out.
Yeah, they're not used to people fuck off. Like they're used to people just hungry for the money, and I guess I would have a lot more money if I didn't do that. every once in a while. But fuck it, the reason I have my own business so I can do my.
Yeah, so you can be more happy working on shit. There's nothing worse than pouring your fucking sweat into somebody's job, like their job, and then you give it to them, and they kind of give you the fucking, like the sigh, the fucking shoulders drop, and you're like, you think you killed it, and then they're like, well, the red's not quite red enough, or you know what I mean? Something stupid, you know what I mean? Like.
Yeah.
I do it. My Power Sports Mafia stuff is my own company, and then I work at a dealer 9 to 5 too. So essentially, I got 2 full-time fucking jobs.
Okay.
But I love the fact that I can tell people no sometimes. Like you can just tell.
Yeah.
When somebody comes and you're like talking to them and they're totally unrealistic, and then they start to be pushy, it's like I don't think this is going to work out. You're right. They get so upset. They get upset. They can't believe that you're telling them that you don't want to do their work.
Yeah, they're in shock by it because like nobody's ever done that to anybody. Everybody wants to get paid, which I understand. There's points, but I don't do a whole lot.
Like everything's got that Walmart mentality. Just yes sir, yes sir, yes sir, and just bang it out, and you just kind of get what you get, and they don't care about their like reviews and stuff,
Yeah.
Save yourself a lot of headaches by just turning it down to begin with, instead of like saying yes, bend over backwards, take it in the shorts on the end of the deal, and then get a bad review or something.
Well, that's what's great about like doing business online, email. Like you don't even have to see the person all the time. And it's weird, but online sometimes you can get a feel, just through emails. Like, nah, this person's gonna be a pain in the ass. This isn't worth it.
Yeah, you can tell just by the demeanor and how often they hit you up or how fucking persistent they are or how bitchy they are about every little thing on whether you want to deal with them in the future. 100%. I know how that feels.
Hell yeah.
Because I'm the one that usually hits everybody up. I know the Harvester helped us out with hitting you up with the email situation because you don't deal with the messenger thing. But most of the times I'm hitting up artists. And I think there's only been like, I ain't going to say no names, but there's only maybe been like a handful. And I mean a handful that have been like, I don't get what the fuck you guys are doing, so I really don't want to participate no more. So it's like, okay.
Yeah, well, it's good that they didn't. It's like
Yeah.
So like a little backstory on your side of how you and Tom got together.
Yeah, that's a good one, man. Because Tom kind of just brushed it over and was like, "Oh, I moved down to Texas and da 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 da."
Yeah.
We met at Texas Friday. We set up to each other. Of course, the show was a lot smaller.
I think we're breaking up a little bit.
Okay. He had just done his movie Race War. Brought, I guess, the whole cast. He had like 8 people sleeping in his room. Kind of crazy. But no, just being next to him that whole weekend, like we found we had like a lot of the things. He was doing his own thing, I was doing my own thing, and we both like to drink a lot. So we got along, and then he reached out to me for something, and we kept seeing each other shows, and like, he's a good friend, man. He's a real good dude to have on your side. And I'll tell you why, because if you're ever feeling good about yourself, he's going to down. He's going to start put you down. But he keeps me baked in reality. Like, you know what? Maybe I didn't do a good job on that. Thanks, Tom. Thanks for letting me.
He's like the Eeyore of the party?
Yeah. The fuck always brings me down. God damn him. So, if you didn't see, right now, he's shitting in a bucket because they're going there, so he doesn't have power, and like the fucking podcast that we do is bad enough with his internet connection, so I'm sure they don't have that shit ready by Sunday. It's gonna suck.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, I see he got blessed with the gift of washing his balls, so I guess somebody helped him out with a shower. which I think that's good juju. That's some good karma. He helped me and my son out at camp. And he which is good. My kid was like, boy, he was stinking. He smelled like a foot. And then we were car camping, and he just smelled like a foot. And then Tom reached out, and I was like, thank the Lord.
How old's your boy?
Oh, we're breaking up. Can't hear you.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, how old your boy is.
Hang on a second. I think my thing.
Yeah, I think it's on your end because you're sounding real staticky when you talk.
I broke off there.
How old's your kid, Harvester?
My kid is 19. He just turned 19.
Okay, was it his first experience at like a music festival thing?
Yeah, it was his first ever. Like he's never been to a concert before or anything.
I'm sure he's very impressionable then.
Yeah, we drag him to camp, and he's like a marshmallow because in Arizona we hide from the sun.
Yeah.
So everybody's got like vitamin D deficiency and shit, and it's like I get him out there and he's out for like 15 minutes and he turns red. He just turns red. His skin is red, right? So I gotta dude, you gotta go put a hoodie on. You gotta put freaking, because we wear hoodies all the time. Like I wear my hoodie to work. I wear it outside.
Yeah.
It's better to have my skin covered than it is to, like, I don't know. I don't like sunburns, man.
Yeah.
I don't know who does. I don't like them. So, but I'd have him get all gussied back up. But man, he was stanking.
Were there any bands out there that really stood out to him that just like blew him away? Now he's a fan.
Yes, super famous. When Tom fucking touched that thing off against Whipstick's head, when he does the gun bit, and Tom was there with the fucking confetti cannon, and it couldn't have been much better, right? Like it looked like he got his brains blown out with confetti, and my kid's eyes bugged out. And that was it. That was sold. Like the next day he wanted to go back to the Emporium of Evil and he wanted to look for some super famous merch and stuff like that. It's pretty rad.
Yeah,
he's got good taste. I'll tell him that. That's good guys right there. I like that they mix the humor up with the music like the Insane Clown Posse does. If you want a more seriously toned group with a little more of a wicked side to them, then you got to go with the All Azuli Lou. But when it comes to the funny shit, you can't go wrong with some Fun Time Guys or some Clockwork E. That's my opinion.
Now, you've been to camp before, right, Joe?
Yeah, I think the second I had it, I went there. A whole lot about
it. He was at camp too.
Yeah.
But the performance were really already a fan. There, night before a different festival at House Corps. So, yeah, good. It's a cool experience.
Now, Bootleg, is it just me or is he breaking up a little bit when he talks?
I mean, slightly sometimes. I mean, he's not in his normal.
I'm asking because I don't want to be mean.
Right, but he's not in his normal spot. He's not trying to take up the living room, like he said.
No. I'm just making sure it's not me and I've got something going on, and I can understand what's going on, but I'm just making sure it's not my headset freaking out.
It's only on the occasion that he drops out, but I drop out too. That's the thing about going live. We all deal with it.
Yep. Yeah, my headset likes to turn off. Son of a bitch. But yeah, that's cool, man. That's it was definitely a big thing.
So Joe, you were doing the T-shirt thing way before you met Tom, then.
Yeah, but I think Tom's been in business like maybe a year or two longer than I have. But we're somewhere along those same lines. It's been, man, I don't even like keep track of it anymore. I'm just glad to be still doing it,
I got a good question for you. Do you feel since you guys have been friends, that friendship has influenced your guys' business and your tactics and the way you guys approach each convention you go to?
Yeah, more than likely. We always talk about it. We always talk about, like just how the landscape has changed, how business has changed, how these conventions, they're totally different beasts than what they used to be when we first started doing them. Yeah, I don't know. There's that I know that do like doing a lot of the haunted stuff, that real big. I don't think I would. Yeah, off each other, man.
And do you think that his being around and you guys being friends has influenced your creativity with your t-shirt work as well?
Yeah, in a lot of ways.
You take a lot of advice from Tom at times?
No, fuck no. I wouldn't.
Nah, why would you do that?
He's like, no, fuck no. I do what I want.
Filling a bag with water and taking a shit in it in a bucket. I mean, that's pretty innovative and shit. But I can't take that kind of mindset to making shirts, But yeah, he's got different ideas.
That was a good question. I enjoyed that. He's like, fuck no.
Fuck no, yeah. That's crazy. Yeah.
So I watched a movie recently, Tom, or Joe, sorry. Joe. We've had Tom on here so many times. Joe. I watched The Devil's Bath on Shudder. Now, I don't know if you guys plan on reviewing this movie, but I guess it's based off a true story.
The Devil's
kind
Bath?
of. The Devil's Bath. Apparently, in Austria, back in the 1700s, there was a lot of unaliving by proxy, which means that women that weren't happy with their daily lives, which consisted of chores and just making babies back then, because they were just property.
Right.
Because they were a product of the time, you see.
Called it.
Yes, they were so bored with the way their lives were, they were instead of hanging yourself or taking poison or any other way out, they were encouraged by the church to take the life of another in order to be then have your sins abolished by the church and then be put to death, which was a better route to take other than the alternative of doing it yourself.
Well, how sounds like some crazy shit.
It was a crazy movie, dude. It's like you follow one couple that gets married and the guy doesn't want nothing to do with her. He won't do nothing with her. Like, he got a house and he's more involved with talking and doing chores with his own mom than trying to make a baby with her. So it's like maybe he ain't really into women. And yeah, it's like you see her descent into depression, and they call depression the devil's bath.
Okay.
Hi, Joe.
Hello.
Yeah, Joe's on the show.
Hi.
I watch the show every week, man. Teresa's here to say hi.
Thank you.
Teresa. He said thank you.
You're welcome.
So they call that the devil's bath, and they take her to a place that's considered a clinic. She gets leeches put on her and all these other things. And it's a very slow burn movie. It's very depressing to watch, but it's like it really takes you through the motions of like somebody that's taken out of their family environment. She even tries to run home and her parents are like, "You're married. You ain't our property no more. Go home." And they shove her out the door, And yeah, I guess there's so many what do you call it? Like there's so many superstitions behind the way people lived back then that if one person took their own life, then everybody could be cursed. So they would put on display with like what looked like old nursery rhyme pictures pinned up with nails on the trees next to the people that were displayed that were put to death of what they did. And yeah, if you like folk horror, slow burn, real kind of creepy, like truth behind and period piece horror, check this out because it ain't too bad because of that. But other than that, if you can't get into something that's really slow paced and really a breakdown of somebody's character, and the chick that plays the character really did a good job in it, in my opinion. By the end, you really feel like she's ready to be put down only because, she's been living through a lot of harsh shit. So it's like she's really crazy by the end of it. But check that one out if you haven't.
Yeah, sounds like flick.
Yeah, man.
Fall the fuck asleep in 30 minutes.
You probably would, Harvester, but maybe Joe might like it. And the reason Donley isn't here, I forgot to send a link to the chat, so I'm going to do that real quick. Harvester, you got to... Oh, all right. All right, cool. We got to deal with that then.
Well, now let's talk about something that you keep talking to Tom about. Joe's fist action. From the movie you're talking about, the potato or whatever, right?
Oh, yeah, dude. Fisted. Right. So did he do Fisted before Race Wars, right?
No, Race War was first.
Okay. So, man, you look so much different in that movie. Like, when I saw it, I was like, that is Joe. Check that shit out. But, yeah, I was supposed to ask you, how many potatoes did it take to do that scene?
Hey, man, I'm like a method actor, so it just took me one. I'd been working on that for months in preparation, just so I could nail it on the first take.
And this was your idea to put this in the movie?
Fuck no, it wasn't my idea. No.
So it was Tom's idea?
I'm sure he wrote all that stuff just on the fly, probably. He wrote that whole movie around that one scene. Just like that came to him in a vision.
Hey guys,
that's hilarious. What's up, Steve? Killa?
Starting late. How you doing, Joe?
You're hitting a michelado this late in the evening, huh?
Yes, sir. Dude, I've been working on a fucking car all damn day.
He's been working on a car?
Those are usually my breakfast beers.
This is breakfast beers.
Yeah, I can see that being a good breakfast beer.
Yeah, I mean it's got vegetables in it, so it's good for you. So therefore,
you sizzle up some sausages. I can see Joe sizzling up some sausages in a skillet and drinking the beer while he's getting them ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
That's dope.
Chorizo and eggs, man. Do you get down on that?
Yeah, just about every other weekend. I make that on Sunday.
Beef or pork?
Always beef.
See, I've only tried the pork chorizo. I need to try some beef chorizo, see if it's better.
It is. It's better. Hit your stomach.
Good shit.
Pork is big here in Arizona. Pork chorizo.
Yeah, chorizo is the shit. You're right, Rand. That stuff's awesome, dude. You mix that with some eggs, and you throw it on a tortilla, freshly fucking, warmed up on the skillet right there, right next to where you're cooking your eggs. That's what I'm saying, man.
A bit of salsa, some hot sauce.
Yep.
Hell yeah, dude. Makes me want to eat that shit. Hey, pull that shit out the freezer, Teresa. I know there's still a tube in there. Oh, yeah, we'll make that stuff. I know you won't eat it. So, I also had a couple audiobooks recommended to me recently, man. Blood Meridian and Butcher's Crossing. Now, Blood Meridian, I don't want to get too far into because if you guys want to dive into that, that's a whole bag of worms. That's like probably one of the most vile stories you'll ever read in literature. I didn't know what I was getting into when I got into it, but I also went about having somebody also explain it because apparently the book's almost written like a Bible with its scripture like way that it's written at times, and there's hardly any punctuation in it other than just periods and question marks. So it's like hard to follow at times. So I had somebody kind of break it down for me. It took me 2 different sit downs, and it was almost a 7-hour video.
So yeah, that's Cormac McCarthy, and he says fuck you to like punctuation, rules of English and grammar.
Mm-hmm.
Tells his story however he wants to. He's a badass. Man.
That would drive me crazy though. Like that structure.
It takes.
I'd be going through with a pen like,
I know, man, but I didn't know what I was getting into, and I didn't even read it. That's the thing. Like, I had to sit down, and I would almost fall asleep, so I'd be like, all right, I'm going to pause it. I'm going to get up and do some stuff. Get some chores done, come back, and I'm going to listen to it a little bit more. But, dude, it gets a little bogged down in the middle because there's so much human butchery of the Indians, and they even go into like the Mexican territory where they're like also butchering anybody with dark hair and dark skin, basically. It's a very if you want a hardcore, I'm talking hardcore, like look at life before the Civil War and right after the Mexican-American War, where they were trying to eliminate all the Indians. I mean, oh my God, dude. The judge is one of the worst fucking characters I've ever heard of. I feel almost sick after hearing about like what he was into by the end of the book. No wonder they don't want to put this thing in the fucking movies, because I heard there was several names attached to it, including what was it? Martin Scorsese wanted to do a version of this at one time. Tommy Lee Jones wanted to be attached to a version of it one time, but it didn't get put out because.
What are you gonna do? Fuck it.
I don't know. I mean,
he's gonna walk around with his fucking dick hanging out.
That's
you're talking. That's the wrong Tommy Lee.
You're talking about Motley Crue in this motherfucker.
No, I'm talking about Under Siege Tommy Lee Jones.
Fucking Harvey Dent.
Yeah, Harvey Dent, Two-Face from you know, you're catching on. Yeah. He was in a really badass movie too about a guy that used to that was a bomber. I can't remember the name of that. Do you know that one, Joe?
Yeah.
Remember he bombs people?
Blown Away.
Blown Away. That's it. And that's a good one. He was really good in that one.
Up.
Yeah, that's right. We just made that shit up.
Dropping bombs, blown away. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was it.
I'm telling you, it was an awesome movie, though, man. Is that the Neck Pissa?
Yes, I am the Neck Pissa bootleg. I am the Neck Pissa bootleg, and I'm here to take your mom on a date.
Well, I'll tell you what, she ain't that hard to find. I could give you the address. You go pick her up like a gentleman.
I will on my motorbike.
All right, good. And tell her pissing ain't easy. I love you, homie. I really do. It's good to see you.
Same to you.
He's rubbing. Look at this guy.
Oh.
Ugh, I don't need to see that. But yeah, Blood Meridian, go check that out. If you like anything Western wise that really tells the truth about how things really were, because apparently there's a lot of videos out there on YouTube that claim that this judge, it was Hender, right? Judge Holden?
I don't remember.
I think his name was Holden, Judge Holden or something like that. I do believe this guy, a lot of people say he was a real person that was on this group or gang or posse, as it were, down in Texas that worked their way down to Mexico that were, just scalping people for money, dude. I mean.
That was
good money back in the day.
Yeah.
You're out there on the internet looking for all that bullshit you were just talking about. Hit up fastcustomshirts.com and get some fucking shirts from my boy Joe.
Yeah.
He's got some fucking fire up in the shop.
Yeah.
Or you can have your own shit made through him. And I swear to God, my DWN Productions shirt that looks like the red and black NWO, softest shirt I own.
This hoodie's like a year old, man, and I wear it all the time. This thing's like the print's held right up. It's not peeling. So, good shit.
So, do you have something to do with all the things that you guys put out? Like, do you help with the hats? Do you help with the cozies, things like that?
Fuck no. Nope. I don't want
It's like, I ain't helping Tom. He's on his own.
You do that. Yeah. He gets apps. I think he goes to a different place each time. And he finally found a place that he liked, and then he started doing jerseys and I don't know, cock rings and.
Where did you get the cock rings from? I want some.
Random cat.
It was a limited order pre-run. Shit.
Yeah.
You didn't get the cock ring, you might have missed out.
Yeah. That was a very limited run that he did. He was gonna set up, I think, at the 8th. Start selling that. I
got one of those purple koozies from you guys the year you were at camp.
I got a DW.
Use it all the time.
Sticker on my rims.
There you go. See? Fuck yeah, man.
How long have you guys been on this pipe?
I'll be honest with you. About November of this year, it'll be since the inception when we were doing it on Facebook Live before we actually paid for StreamYard, will be the 3rd year we have been doing this.
Okay.
Now, if you want to count StreamYard, it'll be about May, and it'll be 3 years that me and the Neck Pisses collectively have been doing this as the original team. We had to put together a new team after a little bit of fallout and some people left, and still fucking rocking with it with who we got, because by God, I gotta say, man, these guys are some great dudes, and we have a great time doing what we've been doing for the last few months, right, guys?
Yeah, I even show up sometimes.
I know, he even shows up.
I'll be showing up randomly.
Sometimes.
I ain't dead.
He ain't dead. He's letting us know he's alive out there, and the Neck Piss is always 3 blocks away.
Yeah.
Cool.
If it's going to be a good show or not.
How do we know whether it's going to be a good show?
Well, we don't know how drunk we're each going to be at the time.
Yeah.
You know, it's Sunday.
I feel it.
We might have been drinking all day by the time we get to it.
Yeah. That could be the best shows, man. I love watching DW and fucking horrible crap podcast.
Now, I'm going to be honest with you. There's times when Joe gets a little, or Joe will, like, have a negative reaction to what Tom thinks. And I see that look where Tom goes, and then the next thing you know, he doesn't, he kind of, it isn't like he shuts down, but it's times when he's like, man, how could you totally not be down with this?
Yeah,
like he doesn't.
We have different tastes, and we've got like totally different views of what we like. Like the movie recommended, the Devil's Bath. I guarantee he would. You know, it's.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. The only reason I liked it is because, like I said, I enjoy something that's got some truth behind it, and I like a timepiece. And it was a timepiece with some truth behind it, even though it was a slow burn. But yeah, I agree. I could see how he would find that kind of boring and shitty and stupid.
Yeah, probably not enough fart jokes.
But he has
right.
Stuff that I ended up liking. You know, this that Norwegian shark movie we reviewed. I don't even remember the name of that, but that turned out to be okay. Oh, so
bro, was it Jaws of the Shark?
Jaws of the Shark. There you go.
Dude,
is that the one where the guy's in the suit?
Yeah, dude, he's
okay. I gotta see this. I haven't seen this yet, but I definitely want to check it out.
Well, that's definitely some shit I wouldn't have watched if I wasn't on the show with Tom. You know, it's like he would watch and recommend that we review. So every once in a while we strike gold, something that we both like, but most of the time we're going in opposite directions, man.
That makes for a good show, though. Different points of view.
Jaws, like there's like Jaws of the bear, Jaws of the fucking cat. You know, like there's like a whole bunch of Jaws of the, and they're all like that, like weird fucking indie Like
it's the Jaws exploitation thing, dude. They all want to rip
see that
off
Jaws
Jaws.
with a hooker?
No, but
one.
I would watch the shit out of that.
Yeah.
He said, "I'll watch the shit out of that." That's one thing I noticed that I appreciate about you, Joe, is you like a good movie with a nice. How can I say this the nice way? Portray of the female figure.
Yeah, I mean, you got to sell your shitty movies somehow, so you might as well have a nice look.
TNA.
You know?
Yeah.
They're getting. They know what they're doing. You know, they're taking clothes off. Stuff, so
that's what made a lot of those cult movies is because they put a bunch of TNA in it and people went to see it and hey, we can keep doing this, and a little bit by little they kind of pull some of it away. Like, we got you hooked now,
right? Because
with the tits and ass.
Sucks. You got to throw that in there just to keep people watching. You can't bore your audience. That's what they do a lot now by making everything PG-13. Like, well, shit. It's.
I remember there's like this fucking this movie, and the guys are like at the swimming pool, and the guy's dreaming that this chick, she's coming up out of the pool on the ladder, and he has this whole like daydream of her with her tits hanging out and stuff. It was like,
that's been like so many movies.
No, it's like, but it's like the most.
Is that Piranha? Are you thinking of Piranha?
Like the most. I seen a thing though, and it's like one of the most paused. Like the most paused fucking like cuts or whatever.
Oh, you're probably thinking of Fast Times at Ridgemont High when the girl comes out of the swimming pool.
Yeah, like
on Dalmatians.
Yeah, Dalmatians.
I would have thought that the most paused scene would be that fucking Sharon Stone Basic Instinct scene.
The one where she flips her legs open.
I mean, yeah. Sharon Stone's all right. I liked her in what was that? The Quick and the Dead. That was a good one. She was pretty cool in that. She was just a stone cold bitch in that one.
She's really good in Casino.
Casino, yes, that's another good one. Casino wasn't bad at all. I actually prefer Casino over Goodfellas myself, but not too many people do.
So do I.
Casino's a good one, man.
Yeah. I could sit all the way through Casino. I would always stop in the middle of fucking Goodfellas and be like, man, I just don't understand it. But yeah.
Goodfellas, it always gets me hungry because they're always cooking shit throughout the movie. You know, they're like sandwiches or fucking
all those fucking Italian get-togethers.
Yeah,
they be cooking, dude. My homeboy had he's Italian. His mom's like from fucking over there, so she like cooks all this badass shit.
Yeah, my grandma was from Sicily, so they always the time.
One for Joe and one for you, but you gotta share with whoever else is on there.
I can't eat it right now. I'm on the show, so.
Well, tell him, Joe, I made him a steak fajita.
All right, steak fajitas all the way around. Sweet, thanks.
I bet you won't be. That'll be nice and stinky by the time it shows up.
Steak fajitas.
Do you want mozzarella on those?
Put it in the mouth.
Y'all start driving from Illinois and I start driving from here in Ohio. It might be all right. Keep it in a warmer.
I didn't put the mozzarella
like meat in the middle.
Do you want it on there or not?
Oh shit! Fire!
So I also heard another audio book, Joe. This one went by the title of Butcher's Crossing, and this one was about rich college dropout back in the frontier times wanting to go out on a buffalo hunt to experience how the Wild West was. I mean, that's what he just wanted. He wanted to experience the Wild West, right? So he and I didn't realize there was a movie version of this book when I heard the audio book, but I guess Nicolas Cage plays the crazy buffalo hunter that he runs into in the movie version. So I'm curious about that, whether he does it over the top like always or he plays it right. I don't know. He'll probably play it over the top, but in the story, it was a really good story. The guy claims when he was on his way there, he saw a valley full of thousands of buffalo. And when he goes into this saloon, this guy, Miller, is talking about all the buffalo that he's hunted and how it's just not like it used to be. You know? So he walks up and tells him, hey, man, I could take you on the last great buffalo hunt you could ever be on. And it goes to a point where they go to drastic measures to get there, which, of course, that goes on in any story, taking on in the frontier, you know. But when they get there, they realize that they are being led by a madman that's a killing machine and won't stop just when they got their fill of pelts from the, you know, the buffalo. He wants them all fucking dead. He won't stop. There's like, I guess, the video I watched, they showed a tally at the top of each day and how many of the buffalo they killed. And I guess over the span of almost 2 weeks or more, they killed over 4,000 buffalo. But were only able to take back about 1,000 of the pelts with them, leaving almost 4,000 of the pelts behind.
Yeah.
But then snow hit. So they were snowed in at that time. So they had to hide under the pelts just to stay warm for several weeks and build fires and stay, you know, the way they could for a while and keep their oxen safe and healthy till spring came. That was 4 to 6 months. Then after that, they put the 1,000 pelts they could into a fucking cart to bring it back to town. They figured $4 a pelt. Back then, that was a lot of money. They get to a river, right? They get to that river. They're trying to pull the oxen across. Everything's going okay. They get 2 of the members of the team across. The guy that was skinning all the buffalo on their trip, he gets hit by a log with a bunch of sharp pieces of tree sticking out of it. The horse, the cart, everything goes down the river. They lost all their shit. They ain't got nothing but the pelts that they left, the 4,000 they left back behind in the ice and the snow. They get back to town. Dude, they find out that the pelt business went to shit and they only get like pennies on the dollar for all their pelts. Their team.
I read a lot.
Their team.
And glad that I was born in the time that.
And that's what I thought when I heard this story too, and Blood Meridian. And I heard them in the span of 2 days. Dude, I was like, man, I would not survive in a time like that because all the hard work you put into something just to come back and find out. No wonder Miller flipped the fuck out and burnt the whole town to the ground before he left. That's how the
smart guys.
If he was a smart guy, he would have turned those pelts into coats.
No, the smart guys
Blankets.
wait for them to do the hard work and then stick them up when they get outside of town, and then they turn the fucking pelts in.
Yeah, that's why there was a lot of outlaws and shit doing that. Yeah,
exactly.
I'd have been an outlaw back in the day.
I probably wouldn't either, though. You know, I don't know. Those guns that they had back then, a lot of them misfired a lot, and people blow their hands away and shit. So.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people do a lot of gun stuff, and people don't realize that on a revolver, if you get your fingers in front of the cartridge area, even though the gun is sealed, it will damage it'll damage your fingers. Like if anybody ever Googles that and looks it up, they take a fucking hot dog and they put it next to the cylinder, and even though it's not in front of the gun, like it blows.
It's still
it damages the hot
the force that escapes from around that area.
Yeah, dude, burn the shit out y'all little piggies.
Mm-hmm.
That they would use a hot dog, waste a hot dog like that when they could have used.
They could have used somebody's fingers.
Yeah,
that'd have been a better demonstration and not a waste of food.
Right.
I like the way you guys think.
Show me what it really does. I've been doing some audiobooks.
Really? What you been listening to?
Yeah. I've just been revisiting a bunch of shit that I read back in high school. Like I'm about to finish up the Dark Tower series from Stephen King. Do a lot of Stephen King.
And the guy that reads that stuff, George Goodall or whatever, that guy fucking reads like
Yeah. His voice is so fucking perfect for it, especially on the fucking Gunslinger.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great series of books. And yeah, that guy reading it, just a fucking...
Yeah.
I think he died midway through, but the guy that they brought in after him is really good too.
Yeah, the last couple of books. But yeah. They were both good, what do you call that, narrators?
Yeah. Yeah,
I tried some audio books, but skin mags don't translate very good over audio.
Yeah, they do. Ooh,
Like
it's one of my favorites.
Like Audible or whatever, but like there's an Audible original called The Butterfly Effect that's all about Pornhub. And Pornhub changed just the landscape of pornography, and it's all about that. It's just like a 3-part thing about how much money it made and just how it changed everything for everybody in that industry. So there you go, man.
Yeah, I'll check that out.
I was going to say, man, you're really into documentaries about things and how they got started and how the fad just ended. What are some of your favorites, man? Like if you could put together like maybe 2 or 3 that you really liked in your recent, like, you know, search for documentaries about things. I know you like the Beanie Baby one.
Yeah, you know what? Well, I didn't watch the documentary. Oh, the movie that was about the guy who started that, like an Apple original or something. That was good. Tom reviewed the documentary and he thought that was good, but I think Tom was really the Beanie Baby. But let's see, like of course, being a big Ron James Dio fan, the Dio documentary.
Dio.
Yo, fuck yeah. Throw the horns up.
It's a really good documentary. I watch a lot of music documentaries, and I read a lot of books too on the music scene. I'm reading a book I started Metal Records, and I just started that a couple of days ago. So it's interesting, guys. That a lot of this started out.
Right on. I don't know, man. I feel like I only watch documentaries about motorcycle shit.
Well, that like
Yes.
I love Cannibal the Musical, but
Cannibal the Musical is a great movie. I will say that right now, Rand. Thank you for bringing that up. That is one of the classics. It does. It does kind of touch on what we're talking about because, you know, crazy shit happening in the frontier, you know, and people getting lost out in the wilderness, man. Yeah, the guys from South Park did a movie before they ever did South Park called Cannibal the Musical. Go check that shit out. It is fucking awesome. Fred Packard is the original fucking Cannibal Psycho.
I feel like the only musical I ever kind of like from that stuff is Repo Genetic Opera. That's a pretty good one, I think.
That's not a bad one either, man.
Sorry, my favorite musical is Silence, but I believe it was on Broadway, so I've never seen it, but I've heard it.
Fucking neck pisser. But yeah,
Joseph, an amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat kind of guy.
Yeah.
Man, I've seen that all the Coffin Joe stuff that you covered was on Shudder.
Is it? Oh, I don't.
Yes, just recently.
I don't recommend that shit. His first 2 movies, his Coffin trilogy is good. Everything else, just fucking leave it alone. Just skip it. That was.
Well, that's good to know.
That was a year and really disappointing.
Yeah, skip it. What's going on? Hedwig and the Angry Inch.
It's a good musical, huh?
You know,
I got an angry inch for you.
a lot of people have told me to make a shirt of that, and I don't even know what it is. I thought
I
it
don't know.
was a Harry thing or something.
Yeah.
What's your favorite tune from Dio? And
That
it better not.
That changes every day.
Does it?
Yeah.
Depends
I
on the
just like
mood.
his voice. I don't
Yeah.
think it matters what song it is. I just love his voice. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, his voice is so dope.
It's the last old for right now. That's what it is.
I need to check out that fucking Dio documentary. I saw the Guar one. The Guar one wasn't bad.
I liked it. I liked that a lot.
Yeah, if you can find a good, if you find the right people to do it, like I've enjoyed a lot of the. I'm a wrestling fan. I like my pro wrestling, so I've enjoyed a lot of what Vice does with Dark Side of the Ring, or the death of WCW recently. I was a huge WCW fan back in the day, until Stone Cold Steve Austin started beating the shit out of Vince McMahon, and I was like, oh, I gotta check this shit out, Oh, yeah! Yeah, I had to go check that shit out, but, but before that, with the NWO and all that stuff, dude, forget about it, dude. So, yeah, man, I really enjoy, I've been checking, I mean, anything that's catching my interest, man. If you do a good job at researching what you're doing, man, a good documentary ain't a bad way to go. 100%. So you guys got an event coming up, huh?
Yeah, we're gonna be this weekend. We're gonna be at the Texas Honors Convention, Texas, and shit, I don't. And hopefully,
sell a ton of shirts.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope he sells some bands.
Oh, he's been pumping them out too.
Oh, I've been seeing his work, man. Yeah, I like that he goes live. Anytime, Tom, if you're on here, go live more often, man, if you're watching.
What was it, yesterday? He was live a lot yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He's painting those blister masks.
Yeah. So the thing is, like if you go to this show and you walk around, other people sell masks and they look like shit. And I'm not just buddy. People just have masks that are just slapped together, man, and they forget about their price like times what Tom has his shit priced, and how he doesn't just sell out of everything he has the first day. Just
that's wild.
Not like they're selling anything either. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know.
Well, I'd hope they're not selling anything if they're fucking pushing,
weird,
piss poor workmanship at a fucking hyped up price.
Well, it's a weird crowd. These Hunter people, they're kind of. So I don't know.
My cousin's he's a haunter. He's had a haunt attraction down in Texas for a long time, and he makes his. Because that's the most cost affordable fucking way to do it is just make his own fucking mask for his haunt.
Yeah. Well, that could be why the other guys sell something too, because they might want to cut something up, right? So they want to buy something that's already kind of trash, and they're going to mod it or something. I don't know. I couldn't imagine.
Yeah.
Tell Joe their show is my bedtime story on Sunday nights.
A bedtime story?
Yeah, she said.
I want to hear a bedtime story.
A lot of times we go to sleep listening to the Boy Gob podcast. Last thing we'll hear as we go to sleep is Joe and Tom arguing about how Cheech and Chong's next movie wasn't a good movie or was a good movie.
Yeah.
Which one did you prefer? Which was your favorite Cheech and Chong movie, Joe?
Shit, let me see.
My bedtime story.
Well, the one on the
show.
First
Sunday night.
So it'd probably be that one.
Up in Smoke.
My daddy's too.
I figured it was Up in Smoke or Nice Dreams.
Yeah.
Nice Dreams. I think I might go with Nice Dreams. I like the story on that one.
Up in Smoke has the best music.
Yeah.
Is that the one where he's got the car, like the Impala with the like fucking little tiny steering wheel, and they pulled over the road?
Yeah.
He's like, "Am I?"
Yeah, and then later they got the weed truck.
Yeah.
Just sitting there, he's like,
Double Bubble. I like that movie, man. That's a good one. I'll agree. Next movie was a little bit. I felt like it was like that one. Okay, that one and Times Were Tough All Over Again. I felt those two movies were a little bit like rushed, in my opinion. There's just so many weird things that went on just to make you laugh that it wasn't coherent with the story of the movie so much.
So, like,
there was a lot of that in Cheech and Chong, though.
What I tried is, like, I watched this shit when I was really young, you know, and I thought it was funny then, but what I think is funny now is it doesn't work for me, you know, like I thought the Corsicana Brothers was hilarious when I was a kid.
And it ain't no more.
I'm sure it's a piece of shit. And I think, well, when we and Tom drove up to camp, he put on Keith Marin's audiobook, you know, his biography or whatever. So we listened to his whole story. And, like, listening to him, he blames Chong for just about everything wrong, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, he did.
Of course.
I'm sure both were responsible for them breaking up and both being pricks and, you know, head in different directions, but to tell it, he, you know, he was a good fucking dude, solid dude, and, you know, Chong was just kind of a prick, you know, after a while.
Yeah, but come to find out, Chong's like the behind the scenes, like, you know, he just likes to be left alone with shit, but he'll post shit once in a while. He'll come out every once in a while out of the weed work, you know, to, like, out of the weeds to fucking do some shit. But at the same time, Cheech has always been relevant in films and doing things, man. I mean, I remember seeing him in From Dusk Till Dawn and being like, holy shit, that's Cheech from Cheech and Chong. Like, that was like a shining moment for me because I was like, Cheech is doing other shit besides Cheech and Chong. That's when I realized that. And then I realized that I watched Born in East LA on HBO. And that was without Chong, you know? Good movie.
70s show.
You know, he did Nash Bridges.
Right.
On Johnson's show, which I never watched. I don't think I ever watched that shit.
Neither did I. You know, I didn't even watch that 70s show when it was popular, and Chong was on it. But later on in life, I kind of checked it out.
I did. I kept up with that.
My stepdad loved the fuck out of that show. I guess that's because when he grew up, that was the popular, you know, that's what it was like back then, you know. So I understand that, but it took me a minute to get into that show. Just like understanding Dazed and Confused, I didn't get it in high school, but you know, when I got older in my age, a lot
cooler if you did.
Right.
I fucking hated that movie the first time I watched it because it was bad because it was just like high school, and I fucking hated it.
He was like, man, I fucking lived that.
Right?
Why do I want to watch it?
Right.
Dude, I gotta say this, man. Joe's one of the more senior people we've had on the show, man. That's kind of cool that somebody of an older generation is willing to hang out with us younger folk, man.
Oh, thank you for bringing me on, bringing this old geriatric motherfucker on to the.
You ain't no geriatric motherfucker, but hey, I'll say this, man. I'm 43, and I'm gonna say this, man. To anybody that's fucking older than us, GX or lower, fucking this is to you guys, man. Because without y'all being hard on us younger motherfuckers, we wouldn't have the work ethic we had that skipped the generation under us.
I don't want to fucking go to work, but I'm gonna.
Just like what you like. There's some shit nobody did shit about. Fuck them. Like show just because we it. If you did fuck what we say, you go ahead and like your own thing, man.
I understand that, and I get that Tom preaches that a lot too. I mean, he's like, I'm an old fuck if you don't like what I like. I mean, you know, like what you like, whatever. But I'm going to say this right now, dude. There is a lack of people willing to fucking pay attention to the world around them these days. And our parents taught us, Harvester, Steve, our parents taught us, pay attention to what you're doing, right? That was one thing you heard out of your parents a lot. Pay attention to what you're doing. We don't teach our kids that shit anymore, so they don't pay attention to what the fuck they're doing. They drive around, and you know what? When something's going wrong next to them, what do? I'm going to look the other way because then I ain't responsible for what happens. There's too many people out there that don't want to accept responsibility for what they've done, and they don't want to be accountable for anything, and they think if they act stupid, they get away with it. And that's a problem with the generations lower than us, I feel. And that's just my personal opinion because I see it every day at every job I get, everywhere I go. I see all these people that just don't want to be accountable for shit, and they are entitled for no fucking reason. And if they look the other way, they don't have to worry about it.
You get sued now if you just don't look the other way, though. That's the problem.
True. But people will fight you tooth and nail saying, I didn't see it. I didn't know what happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People will fight you tooth and nail.
I grew
on
up
that.
in the hood. I ain't see shit.
Exactly.
Who are we talking to?
And you learn accountability when you get locked up. Really do.
Yep. So, in case everybody that's not, people need to know, go see my boys at the event in Texas. You want to pop that back up, Bootleg? There you go.
Yeah.
If you're out in the area, you know, swing through, go give the guys a look. And if you're not, hit them up. You know, there's our websites right there, dwmproductions.net and fastcustomshirts.com.
Absolutely, man. And I got a special request from my homie Body Rot and Jackson to put this flyer up because he got a show coming up in Michigan. If you are in the area on the 19th of July, it's a Friday, head on out and see Clockwork E with Flapjack Wilson, the Michigan Misfits, Scumbag Fred, and many others that'll be on the fucking bill. Go out there and check out that show. $20 pre-sale, $20 at the door. Make sure you come out and support the underground. Clockwork E is a big fucking act right now, and you will not be disappointed, especially if the Michigan Misfits and Flapjack Wilson are on the bill. I'm going to say that
they
right
got
now.
Insane E on there, too?
And Insane E. Yeah, that's a legend right there. I can't believe he's that far down on the bill.
Because he couldn't read.
I know. I
just threw a flyer
I've been
for
drinking.
a shit I'm doing this month. Yeah.
Oh,
in the
yeah,
chat.
that's another thing. That's another thing, man. Do I have that saved on here?
I don't know, but I threw it in the chat. If we're throwing promo out for shows, I'm just saying.
Yeah, 66.
All right, hold on. Let me go get this, and I'll fucking put that up too. Because I got to make sure that we represent our homie Killa. He's going to be at Dope Sick Picnic.
Yeah. Saturday of the 2-day events. Friday, Saturday shit. I think, what did that say? The 26th and the 27th? Or the 25th and the 26th?
25th and 26th, I think it is.
Yeah.
So, Joe, how many events do you guys do do you think, a year?
A lot less than we used to. I used to be at something just about every other weekend, but now I think we've got enough work at home that we can't do it all, you know. So I think like big shows, like 4 of them, like little small pop-ups around set up that will call me out.
Yeah, and I'm sure like this point you figured out like which conventions and shit work out better for y'all.
Oh yeah. There's some that like, hey, they're cool to do, but and I gotta make money.
Yeah.
Right. You don't want to just sit in a hotel and get drunk all weekend with Tom.
But there's also some too that like, hey, I have to go because it's a networking show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go to
Shake babies, kiss hands, all that good shit.
Like the
Dude, I understand that,
right?
dude.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, Joe. The first 2 years at camp, I used those as a platforming tool to fucking get on my feet with this podcast, to get in line and get in touch with some guys that were doing the shows that would be willing to come on. And I've had multiple people on multiple times because of reaching out at that first 2 Camp Zools.
Mm-hmm.
And it does work. If you're out there and you're trying and you really want to try and you want to succeed in this and you want to do this, and I'm not saying I'm succeeding, but if you want to try, go find an event, something like what they're talking about doing, you know, or go to a music festival and reach out to the people that you look up to and tell them, hey, it'd be great if we could have you on. And explain to them how much it would mean to you to have them on, because maybe they'll give you a shot. You know what I'm saying? It might help you out, and it might help them out, and that's what it's all about, is just helping each other out, right?
Yeah. You know, I see people at some of these shows
Networking.
like so fucking angry, like if I'm making idiots like, hey, you already paid money to be, you know, have a like,
Yeah.
make sure if you're not making it hard, there know who the fuck you are, and leave an impression of yourself.
Right on.
I got that flyer for you, Akilla. There you go. Dope Sick Picnic
Yeah.
6.
26th and the 27th of this month out in West Virginia in fucking Farmington.
Farmtown.
Yeah.
Shit's gonna be lit. They're gonna have free camping. If you get your ticket, you can fucking post up for the weekend. Fucking, it's gonna be dope. We got a bunch of dope motherfuckers on there. Fucking gas mask. We got baby tooth killers. We got Mission Infect General Mumra the God. He's gonna be out there. Fucking a lot of dope cats. Fucking Freak. All those cats from 6
Gotta love
Feet
some
Deep.
Freak, man. Hell yeah, man. Aaron's gonna be out there hanging out.
Yes, sir.
From the Underground Alcoholics.
will be in the house.
They're going to be doing some video shoots, I'm sure. They always do some video shoots while they're out there, so make sure you go hang out and support the Underground Alcoholics and Aaron and their shit, man. 100%. Killa's always killing it with his sets, man. Support the musical underground. You know, check out fucking fastcustomshirts.com with Joe. Get you some shirts. You know what I'm saying? Go to DWN Productions and go get you some masks. Yeah.
Oh, props.
Because that's what Joe would want.
He's got cool fucking props on there too.
Not only masks, yeah, props too. I'm going to say. Tom would have liked us to go ahead and, shout him out tonight. So
If he has his movies there, pick up his movies, you know, maybe reach out to him, see how you could get them if he doesn't have them on.
I don't know. I might have got the last 2.
I think Race Wars is up on what, Tubi? And
Tubi.
Yeah. And I don't know if Cheeseballs is streaming anywhere, but there's that one too.
I have yet to see Cheeseballs because it's a added feature on Fisted, but I do have Fisted and Race Wars on DVD. I have the movie poster as well, signed by Tom. I'm going to say this right now. If you get the chance to watch his stuff, remember, if it is low budget or it is fucking looks like it's meant to be edited in a funky way, that's because he's playing a fucking joke on the audience. Remember, that shit's on purpose, and just go along with it and love it and laugh at it, because otherwise you won't have a good time.
I would say that for Cheap Balls, but Race War, that's a legit funny movie. It's
100%.
on films that fucking.
What's your favorite scene from Race Wars? I'm curious.
Well, the thing is, with Race War, you gotta know ahead of time. There's a lot of race jokes in it, So, like, it does have some Mexican luchadors that are just there, like, get ready to jump. It's real stupid, but it's funny to me.
That makes me fucking chuckle.
All right, I have one more question too, and we could probably I can get some different answers when I ask this. What is the worst porta potty you ever seen?
Oh, good one. He needs to put that in there.
Aunt, wherever you were at.
Well, not the worst, but the best porta potty scene or story I have is out at a concert. With. We were, just catching up, saying how you doing. It's like, who you're here with? Because she was by herself. And she goes, "Oh, I'm with my points to the porta potty." And there's a bunch of guys just rocking the porta potty. Like their buddy was in there, and they're just like fucking rocking it back and forth. She's just like,
yes,
super embarrassed. It's like, I'm here by myself.
Yes. Porta potty over that one of my homies was in once, like door down.
The forbidden
Terrible.
blue Kool-Aid.
But everybody laughed really hard, so I'd say it was worth it.
So you guys are going to be covering fucking Maniac Cop 3, or no, wait, you guys did that the last episode.
Yeah, we're just done with Maniac Cop. We are now go on to the brilliance of Lou Diamond Phillips, and we're going to watch 3 of his movies. We're going to watch First Power, Bats, after that, Route 666.
Awesome. And then you know what? That's great, because I'll be honest with you, I watched Powers maybe or what it's called, the First Power, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. I watched that recently, and I remember watching it as a kid, and I remember the scene where the guy has the fan. You know what I'm talking about? He has the big fan blade, and he's walking forward with it, and he's shooting at him, trying to stop him. And like, I remember that from being a kid and watching movies, but I didn't remember where it was from. But when I watched it, I was like, okay, that totally makes sense now. So I'm just going to say there's some scenes from that movie that I remember now, and I got confused with the movie Cobra. I felt like those 2 movies had similar, it was like, I guess it had to do with the whole cult atmosphere behind the people that were involved behind the killings in it. But I don't know how, but I got those 2 movies crossed at one point, but it was really great to go back and rewatch those 2. But yeah, man, I haven't seen Route 666 in a long time, but Bats I've seen a couple times on Stars or on Sci-Fi Channel later on. So it'll be fun to watch you guys review that shit, man, for real.
I don't remember anything about the First Power, and I think I've only seen scenes from it, so this shit's all new to me. I just think this guy sucks, so I thought it was me just to watch.
Oh, don't get me wrong, man. Lou Diamond Phillips only went hard in fucking the fucking Young Guns series. That's the only time he went hard.
Yeah. So it's
for
funny.
real.
He was always playing an Indian, but the dude's Filipino. You know, he's not fucking Indian at all.
My shit got all like fucked up. My wife called like and I switched over and it fucked up my audio.
Yeah, La Bamba. I didn't like him in any of those movies. I hate that guy.
He sucks, man. There's
What guy?
a show that I watched on
Lou Diamond Phillips.
Netflix called
Oh.
Long, and it's like a modern day Western type thing. And it's a good show, but every time he's in, it fucking brings it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
I never
hopefully-
really cared for him. I hate that movie La Bamba. That movie sucks.
Well, I hope you at least enjoyed the first Power. I actually enjoyed that movie, you know, a little bit, but that's because it had a slight horror movie kind of aspect to it. But yeah, man, Joe, we really appreciate you being on the show, man.
Hey,
It was
thanks.
really nice having you on. And I want to say, man, if we can get the opportunity to have you and Tom on at the same time, that'd be epic. That'd be a great season finale for our show, man. Just to have you guys on at the same time, that would be a fucking great season finale. What do you think, guys?
Yeah, that
love
sounds
it.
good.
I love watching these guys. So
I'm sure
Yeah.
Tom.
Yeah, I watch these guys too, man. That's what I'm saying. It'd be cool to have you guys on. Like, we do it at the end of November. It's usually the week before Thanksgiving, and then we take a break all the way till the New Year. After the New Year, we come back with our show. If you guys are down with that, man, we could work out something with you and Tom where we got you both on at the same time. That'd be dope.
Yeah, I'm sure Tom would be cool with that. Before we go, let me plug our show, which
do it up.
it's
Yeah, go ahead, man.
well, he gave it a ridiculous name that it took me years to remember. It's EW Terrible Horror Crap Podcast. But if you go and search boygob.com or just boygob on YouTube, you'll find it. And Tom chops up the show. Watch a whole goddamn show. Watch like that. So he has broken good, and he does all the work. Do shit on it. Like I don't do the job, but
He's like, I show up.
so thanks to anybody who does already listen. But if you don't give it a shot, you might dig it, you might not. We don't give a fuck. Gonna keep on doing it, I guess.
Yeah,
And as
thanks
long
to
as
y'all
you-
show, I discovered omnibuses.
Yeah, fuck yeah,
That Predator
Dude.
omnibus was fucking choice.
good shit.
I didn't even know what an omnibus was until I heard you guys and fucking Jim Cornette. For real. I like anybody that can go on for hours about a topic. I will listen to that shit. I got a long attention span for that shit.
Filibuster.
You know it. I listened to fucking 6 hours of Blood Mandarin today just to get the fucking shit done. Dude, I'll tell you what, man. I wasn't even done with that shit. I had to listen to like almost 3 hours of it today just to finish that book before I could like review it tonight. And I was like, man, am I really going to be up for it? And I was like, because that's a lot to take in one fucking time. But I'll tell you this, man. If you guys do check out that book, there's a lot of filler that's just nothing but running into fucking camps and scalping a lot of motherfuckers. So if you want to actually get yourself a good review of this story without reading the whole fucking thing or listening to 6 hours of it like I did, there's like 30 minutes of it you can listen to and you can get a review of it in a lot shorter time, but definitely check that story out, man. It makes you really realize how much they really fucking wronged people back in the day. They fucked people up back then, dude, and that's bogus. Really bogus, man. That's all I got to say about that. I'm going to put it behind me. I'm just gonna say that, man. You understand, Joe? When you go through something like that, it really makes you feel something. You know, it's like it's ingrained in you for a minute. You know, it's like wow.
Yeah.
When you go through something that long, wow, it's like holy shit, and that's how it really was too. You know. Anyways, you can get yourself some Bad Touch gloves if you go to Bad Touch Supply and put in that promo code Whipstick, because that motherfucker is the ambassador for them, and you will get 10% off your purchase to get some cool ass gloves off Bad Touch Supply. Look at that. It says strap on when you strap it. Yeah, I'm saying, man.
Gloves and you save 10%. You take all your 10% and you go
That's
back
all rubbery right there.
So you buy T-shirts.
There you go.
Save some money so you can spend some money. That's consumerism.
Yeah.
And you're also supporting our homie Whipstick of the Super Famous Fun Time guys. And I got to say this right now. There's been times in the past that I felt like he could have been a real fucking asshole if he wanted to be. But lately, he's stepped it up. He's been a real good dude. He's been posting stuff online that's helping people out. I got to say this about Ed. He's turned a leaf, and I like the leaf he's turned, and he's a good dude. Shout out to fucking Whipstick of the Super Famous Fun Time guys. And I'm also glad that 8 Legs is happy with his endeavors at the moment. Great artist right there. And
you know what I learned at camp this year?
What's up?
They have sold more fucking gloves with the Whipstick promo code on fucking Bad Touch Supply than fucking people they endorsed in like motocross and shit.
That's the shit, dude. That's the shit. And you know what? We're helping out with that because we've been doing that for fucking 3 years now almost.
Plug in.
Yeah, plugging that shit, man. Every fucking day, man. We always say, hey, get your Bad Touch Supply gloves over at Bad Touch Supply. Promo code Whipstick, 10% off your purchase. That'll at least take care of the tax for your ass. So get you some nice ass gloves, man.
Yeah.
For real.
That's
Joe,
like free shipping. Damn near.
Thanks for hanging out with us, man. We really appreciate it.
I appreciate you guys having me on, man. Thanks a lot. It was fun.
Yeah, man.
For real, man.
Yeah. I like hanging out with Joe.
Right, he's real chill, dude. Exactly. You know,
he's cool
I
to
feel
hang out
like,
with in person too.
Right. If you ever get a chance to watch a drive-in movie style movie with this guy, and I did say this to Tom a couple times, one of my favorite times at camp was when we got to hang out at Camp 2 and Sleepaway Camp was on, and I got to hear you and Tom, go back and forth about the movie, because I've realized not only am I standing here with two guys that I watch on a podcast every week, but these guys probably don't watch a horror movie with each other in the same vicinity of each other very often. So it was neat to hear you guys critique what you were watching.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that.
We'll be having a shit fest on Friday because he's going to come stay over here the night before the show. So we'll watch a couple of movies.
Make sure you fucking watch that shit then. Tune in for the next fucking Boy Gob episode. By God. Yep. It's going to be a great one. Fuck yeah.
Tommy washing his asshole too. Seeing that he's got no water and all that jazz.
All right, we're going to get out of this piece. Everybody that tuned in, thanks for hanging out. And hit up fucking FastCustomShirts.com and DWMProductions.com. We're out this piece.